Welcome to another book review. Today we're going to be talking about one of Seth Godin's books. Seth Godin is a marketer, writes some really great books, short books, famous for the Purple Cow book. But the book we're talking about today is Linchpin. This was written in 2010, so 15 years ago. But it's very, very in line with what's happening today in the world where everyone's talking about AI. AI seems to be the big thing on everybody's on the end of everybody's tongue these days. AI and AI, artificial intelligence. I like to look at artificial intelligence as augmented intelligence. And in the book Linchpin, what Seth Godin is talking about, he's saying, how can we become indispensable? And the linchpin is a cog, one of these cogs in this machine that has a multi-role. It does multifunction. It does a number of different things. And it's very, very unique. And it's very difficult to replace. So the question is, and he says in the book, how can you become a linchpin in what you do? How can you deliver this value that's really, really unique? I mean, we see this in certain sports teams. You see certain players in football, for example, soccer, as you call it in the US. You see how certain players can in their role, they can do a number of different things that other players can't do. And so they become this linchpin. I've applied the linchpin principle in my business. I buy aircraft for people, and mainly private jets. And what I've done in my business, because I've been a pilot for many years and I know pilots all over the world and I know what a good pilot looks like. What I include is when I am hired by somebody to acquire an aircraft, I always tell them, the pilot's more important than the plane. Let me go out there and see if I can find some really good pilots for you to fly this aeroplane. And I will throw the headhunting the pilots into the deal. So it's not just, I'm going to go out and find the right airplane and, organize the whole transaction for you. I'm also going to find the right crew for you, the pilots and the flight attendants, and bring that into the deal for you, because the human factor is more important than the actual machine. And so what I've done is basically become a linchpin for my clients, because I bring this other element to the table. And this is really, really important. So becoming a linchpin in today's world of AI and everything, where AI can do many things, but we as human beings have to sort of develop some form of uniqueness in us and deliver value and be able to do multiple things for our clients. Or if we've got a business, our business becomes unique, that it can do more than one thing. And I think this is really, really important. And this is what Seth Godin talks about in the book, The Linchpin. Very interesting. He talks about, a number of different aspects in the book, in developing the whole linchpin philosophy. And I just find it, really, really interesting. He talks about ignoring everybody, not doing what other people are doing, try and find your voice, and don't copy what other people do. You can take inspiration from other people, but you really need to tap into who you are and not become a photocopy of somebody else. And this, I think, is really, really important. We see this in the motivational world where, Tony Robbins is the number one ultimate personal development guru, and how many people have gone down the road and followed him. We see it with neuro-linguistic programming, which is going out there and teaching people to copy other people. Now, don't get me wrong. We can take inspiration from other people. We can take ideas from other people. But developing our own uniqueness, I think, is really, really key. And that's what I liked about this book, Linchpin. So, have you read the book Linchpin? Let's get the conversation going below. How important is it to become a linchpin in whatever you do? And if you haven't got a copy of the book, you can click on the link below and get yourself a copy. And that's all from Fabrizio Poli here on this book review, and I'll see you in the next one.